shoot. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Very simple. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Tag me in it. Did I win? Did you win? Now, don't forget, throughout the day, I'll be on BTS. So you may want to watch because we're going to be playing more of this game. And I'm going to win. I'm probably going to lose. I'm going to try. But with that, guys, we're going to a 5-minute break. Don't go too far because when we get back, more Fortnite action after that. What's going on, Fortnite fam? We're here for week number 8. And you know it's time to go meet up with the cast of Sluts.
Achso, Leute. Und damit herzlich willkommen. Cool, ich würde sagen, watchen wir mal hier ein paar live. Cyber und Retter kann ich nicht. Leute, wem sollen wir kann ich gar nicht live zugucken, Mann. Also kann ich gar nicht live zugucken oder was? Also auch Live-Matches anschauen. Lädt kurz. Hi German Pie. Groß geht raus da auf den Lust. Oder lädt das jetzt mal? Hallo. Heute noch. Komm schon, mal ein bisschen zugucken. Digga, das geht einfach nicht. Komm jetzt aber. Ja, Mann. Okay, ich kann keine Live-Matches zugucken. Gucken wir bei diesem Live-Video-Streamcast einfach vorbei.
I'm the audio mixer for A1 on Fortnite. Welcome, Fortnite fam, to the audio booth. This is the audio board. All the audio that you hear goes through my hands. This is all of our wireless microphones for all of our talent. And then right here are all of our in-ear.
Oder ich will hier live zugucken und nicht euch eure Kacke da. Was interessiert mich nicht mehr. Wieso kann ich keine Live-Matches sehen, Alter?
Day one's done!
What are you talking about? World Cup finals over, guys, okay? I won everything.
Guys, I just want to let you know, my favorite person in the world is in this room.
Wow.
Which one do you think it is?
It's not me.
I'm happy to tell you. It's actually Kitty Blaze! Boom! Right there! You know, it's not easy making this look good. Let's go meet up with Monique, the makeup artist, to see how she gets all this done.
No, I don't like that guy, Zeke. He's such a... Oh, hey! Hi, I'm Mo. I'm the makeup artist. I'm the one that makes these nerds look beautiful. Oh, Zeke. Sorry, let me just reel.
There's two people that don't get nearly enough love. They are the people who operate the cameras, and I'm going to introduce you to them right now.
That's Allison! That's Mahoney! That's Mo!
Hi!
Touched on right there is when he gets knocked out with that RPG, instantly lives. Oh my goodness, that would
North, you know, setting up their cottage, setting up their homes.
take 3, take 5, and 1 minute game!
Ready off 5, ready off 6, take off 6.
Keep on 1!
Ready off 3, take off 3. Ready off 10, take off 10. Take off 3.
And cut. Keep up the good work.
Wait, come on. Let's do a pookie. Let's do a pookie at 3. 1, 2, 3.
We have a post-show pinata.
Right now, see.
geht's nicht weiter. Ja, lasst euch Zeit. Ja, komm.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the continued coverage of the Fortnite World Cup Open Online Qualifiers. We are in solos, week 9, the last chance to qualify for one of the biggest competitive gaming events ever, live from New York City, the World Cup Finals. Cannot wait for it to kick off. The action today has been fantastic. And guess what? I've got great news for you. We have one of the most talented, handsome, well-spoken, loved, positive people I've ever met in Sundown, and Dr. Lupo.
Thank you so much for that, Jack. I honestly think that's the most genuine and heartwarming thing that you would challenge me to find any drip of sarcasm in that. But I am Sundown, joined here by Dr. Lupo, and we're about to get you into the final moments of the European region for the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifiers. It's been absurd so far.
The only time I think I could get Jack to say anything positive about me is if I covered my body in chicken parmesan, but we do have games ready to go. We're going to knock Europe out of the park. Hopefully we got some shenanigans from them. It's been good games already so far today. This is the last week of solo qualifiers, which means the pressure is high. The tension is insane. Because if you're not going to make it as a solo qualifier right now, you're not going to make it as a solo qualifier ever. This is it.
Yeah, this is it for the first Fortnite World Cup, and now you can see Mongrel, the player who everyone thought, oh yeah, he's gonna qualify. Well, now we're here, week 9. Is he gonna qualify? Currently sitting in the 3rd place, just behind Crew, and he pushes right off.
Nice, Mongrel.
Takes away everything from Hawkers. You can go queue back up, try and get your last matches in, as we have 25 minutes left in the region.
So, Mongrel has been seen as one of the top performers in Europe, if not the entire world, since the World Cup began. Is there, if you had to pick 3 things from his playstyle, Sundown, I know you watch so much competitive Fortnite, what would you say the 3 most important things that he does as a player?
His mottos?
The 3 most important things he done are, 1, when he looks to go aggressive, how he shoots first. Like, yes, we talk about how good he is at building, but that's because he puts himself in the position. When he goes to drop down and be aggressive, he's looking to hit his first shot and then trail it up right away. And because he's already aiming in those spots,
aber Mongrel und Stompy in der gleichen Runde, das kann das werden. Wenn Stompy nicht schon down ist.
He decides to rotate. The timing at which he goes enables him to play more aggressive and to catch other people as they rotate. And then secondly, what he does after he gets an elim. He's always looking for another one. It's never pause, go do something else. Gotcha. It's immediately go find someone else, find the next target, whether I need to cover myself from them or whether I need to go aggressive.
Love to see it. Appreciate your insight on that. That's why we keep you around, plus the luscious locks of hair, obviously. Like a real-life Viking.
I hope so. I definitely think in a past life was a Viking somewhere, but now Wolfie's trying to be a Viking here and push right on over into the 1x1. Gonna opt
den hat sich abgestaubt, ey.
Just raid and pillage that elim away. Crinkle going down there as we now hit top 30. So top 30, Storm Circle 6. So incredibly tense zone and less than a minute till it comes to a close. Everyone's gonna have to rotate past Wolfie's right here as 2 more go down and we get closer to the first placement threshold.
3 more before you hit that top 25. Rift to go, 2 launch pads, even a Flintlock potentially as a mobility weapon here. Wolfie's sitting on honestly a pretty solid kit. We've seen the Flintlock as one of the most used, versatile weapons in Fortnite right now. I don't think there's been anything that's come close to it, to be quite honest with you. It serves so many purposes. We said before, I mean, on the cast, so make sure people understand it really is. It's a very important loadout piece for players that know that they're going to be playing inside boxes versus others that they have to fall down from above, especially if they don't have a redeploy. They've got a weapon that can stop them if they have 2 builds and catch themselves on the low ground before they hit the bottom and take all that fall damage. Blind pressure from underneath right now. Wolfie's trying to drop in his opponent. Quick replace the floor. Wolfie's looks like it was be over there to the top left. Mongrel rotating top right of the screen for just a moment. 2 more players need to go down before we hit the threshold. I'm thinking at some point we're going to see a rift to go here from Wolfie's to reposition. Trying to bait out shots just like that.
Nice.
On the rotation, does not realize Wolfie's is hiding inside the box. Here we go. Pulls the rift out and pops it.
He's on the back
das Wolfis
circle,
sind nicht mehr
scouts
bei.
everyone else. They're not letting anybody else on a free ref, and also just gonna pop his parachute and hang out because it's 26, boom, 25. So everyone getting
Fnatic Motor.
And now let's take a look at the rest of the lobby.
So Leute, oh mein Gott, Digga, das sind gut. Das ist eine spannende. Ohne. Right.
Did get the 3 points for the top 25, but not going to get any more. Mix and Stompy on the logo.
Stompy's on him.
Is about to go down as all of a sudden, and now we're into the top 15. That was Mongo. I apologize for speaking there. Stompy goes
Wolfis, der spielt echt gut, Digga.
All of a sudden, up to 6 elims. You see Martaz also still in the lobby as we get closer to the top 10. Wolfie's continuing to take shots here, but not finding anything right now. Player next to him does own that wall, so just going to go one over.
Wolfie's an excellent example of timing the shot, timing the push. Doesn't have to move out too far ahead of the circle if he doesn't want to. If you do get a little bit of that leeway, you have a chance to look back exactly as he's doing now and look for chances to take shots at players that are still on the move. Some shots from up above, that combat shotgun range, very effective. Basically the perfect range to scope in, ADS, take those shots, see if you can get full damage on it. Shot from above, third party opportunity at the fish down below. Is he gonna pick it up? And he does indeed, up to 41. 3 players left. Wolfie's at 41.7 eliminations, a big game already. Launchpad.
Man hört gar nichts von Camo. Camo muss doch noch qualifizieren.
Look at an 8 right now, and he's in a 1v1 all the way up top. The player dropping in. Spoiler. Look for any chance he can. Take an opportunity to take a shot. 25 builds. Both players sitting on about the same amount of material, so it's going to go into someone's going to drop in on the other. Wolfies might make a climb before too long. Does have the flint knock and the launch pad if he wanted to do it. But just baiting the timing on a shot might be the most important play right now.
One thing to note though, spoiler, has the high ground, also has 5 bandages and the campfire. If it goes to a full close, which happens in 45 seconds, he will have the advantage. But I don't think we're gonna get there. Wolfies goes up with the flint knock. You can see that in the bottom right-hand corner, gets the first shot. Now has the shield advantage, but loses the HP advantage as Spoiler puts himself back on the low ground. Spoiler in the top right, Wolfie's in your bottom right. You can see the action on the wide. Here's that slight elevation change that's going to force Spoiler out. He goes out in the open. Wolfie,
oh,
1, 2,
ja.
3, and that
Wolfie ist so eine Legende.
Running out of builds, and Wolfie with the high ground retake.
19 Punkte die Runde.
And he throws a tomato in the L dance at him afterwards, saying, that's my victory royale.
Both players running out of materials last second, basically forced an engagement. The height advantage, I think, in my opinion, paid off the most, especially because you had a player forced out of the storm to try and go for a shot. That flint knock play to push yourself up in the air, such a versatile weapon. Well played there.
I feel like we've seen so much more flint knock this week in particular. I don't know if it's because of the slight adjustment to the shotgun drop rates compared to the last solo week.
19 Minuten noch, dann ist das Ding
vorbei. A lot later and using it not only as the mobility component, which we've seen a lot of, but a lot more aggressively, like people pushing into boxes with flint knocks. We saw that last victory royale with it, and really enjoyed seeing the different types of utility. I know you were saying how it's probably one of the most versatile weapons. I'd argue probably second only to the heavy sniper in terms of that, just because the heavy sniper literally does everything at all points in time. I mean, just with how good these guys are with the flint, like I can pick up a heavy sniper and get a couple elims, like that's fine. Most of the players can because it's 150 the body, but these guys make the flint knock looks just so good.
I feel like the heavy sniper is the #1 weapon for assisting other weapons and getting eliminations. Rocket into a heavy sniper, even a double heavy sniper pushing in, take a wall, and shotgun.
Und jetzt so ein Königsaim. Wer ist da noch so drin?
You can't do things that the heavy sniper can do. You can't remove a wall with it on the spot. You can't chain it into other weapons. The flint knock though is you catch yourself with it. Both weapons though.
Pira wie ein Hai. Ich gucke ja gerade diesen Cast, den Stream da. Boah, Solari Erics ist schon krass, Digga.
Disables Amsdalo and gets everything from it, but needs to circle back and try and get that chug and pop it like now if he wants the HP to get off of that.
50 and 83, not too bad. Will still go down to a heavy snipe to the body. Got to look out for that. Looking for the quick angle change here. He might rotate out into the storm if he can flip this if needed. The player still sitting right through that corner. You see he's checking through the brick, holding the edit on his own ramp. Closes the outside out, decides to rotate down underneath. Take the chance here to just box up a little bit, opting not to push that player. You can't really tell how much HP and shield they potentially have, so If he does go out there, he doesn't see what we see.
Oh,
Only
könnte
100,
aus
maybe
sein.
99
Ist der
HP.
Typ, der
Gross in
Typ
there,
100
but
Leben hat.
Airwalk's probably, I mean, a player of this caliber could easily push into 96. The
yeah.
follow through, like you said.
Schade, GG.
Airwalk's up to 3 now, 32 points and a ton of builds.
Yeah, and he got the shadow bomb for it, which for this longer rotation is going to be huge.
Just the one, though.
Yes,
the one.
Just the one, and is going to pop it early. Also notice you can see that storm surge threshold on the right side. So what storm surge is, once you get into these later circles for circles 6 and 7, if there's more than 30 people left in the lobby, if you have been the passive player, storm surge will begin to punish you. You will start taking 10 damage every second as it comes out through. Once those strikes come on down, and now it turns off since we're below the 30.
Solange Eric gibt es aber richtig Mühe.
Now just all about the elims and the rotation, since we're not even at the placement thresholds yet.
I just want to point out quick too, as you said, for passive players, Airwalk's definitely an example of not a passive player. He was 500, a little over 500 damage above the threshold, which is insane. And it's shots like that, 80 to the back on the fish on rotation, that kept him safe from Storm Surge. Crusher goes down. Airwalks picks up his 4th elimination.
Rasiert ganz schön durch.
Elim. We get to the placement points here. The top 25, going to pick up 3 there. Get to top 15, that's 5. Top 5, that's 7. And that Victory Royale is 10. Reminding everybody, if you're just jumping into the stream, maybe you haven't heard what the format is like, always going to kind of refresh that in your memory. All the way up on high ground, looked like that might have been Skype. I'm not sure if dropped in. I'm not seeing him. I believe that was him all the way up there. Number of players though, 25 heading into the 8th circle soon as advised. 1 elimination.
Man kann 7 was spawnen, das heißt, der 87 ist.
No movement here.
Bin ich gerade los oder hat noch 78
right now? That is going to pay off. Carrera goes down. Another one. The follow through finds Ghosts on the move. Looking for the 3rd.
Gott, wie viel
Exen down. 4 eliminations now for
Jetzt weiß, Digga. Du Monster.
Incredibly. The heads up right now. You'll love to see it.
Oh, baby, a triple. Well,
überhaupt nichts drin. Hab ich hier gerade. Schinken ist auch noch am Leben. Wie streamt Skype auch drin, Digga. Hey, Mann. Was eine Lobby, Mann.
Desperately trying to get a solo spot because again this is the last
one hat einen Kill bekommen. Robnik hat einen Kill gemacht. Oh, jetzt ist Robnik gestorben. Schade.
And we're into the top 15 now with Airwalks on the mid tarp and looking for more targets.
Imagine a situation you get a tag on someone and 50 seconds later they get eliminated by the storm. You get that siphon at just the right moment. Could be so clutch. The timing could be so
geschaut.
11 players left, 10 now as Sky goes
down. Jetzt kann sich leisten, oder?
6 eliminations for Airwalks. Push through this wall, find a player on the rotation from behind.
Ja, er hat direkt die 10 Leben, die er minus gemacht hat, er direkt wieder drin.
He's doing so well at finding people on the edge of the storm, getting next to him, and then just dipping out for a second. But the one thing you notice,
was machst du? Das war jetzt aber nicht so hoher IQ-Move.
Actually just picked up a triple of his own because of those storm changes. 1 player he elim, 2 got ticked over from the storm. That should be the player potentially up on the high ground, but now we have our top 5 Airwalks. 2 builds left, is running with that campfire now, but is sitting on 7 elims. Advise all the way up on the high ground.
Mr. Beast ist am Leben. Eric, Stompy ist gestorben, habe ich gar nicht gesehen.
Drops down in the shadow form. He's not jumping around, so the player doesn't know where he is. 80 to the body. Can he find it?
Gönn mir, Digga.
Says, I don't need a pickaxe. I'll just take your wall anyway. Brilliantly done there, but now can he win the 1v1 from the low ground? Player is 1 box directly above him. He hears it. You see the fake ramps out. He goes.
Also jetzt im letzten Round 1 zu sterben, wird mich richtig aggressiv machen. Oh, Advice, FN, Digga, das tut mir leid. Aber Zadek. Zedek. Oh mein Gott, Digga. Boah, wie viel gebaut wurde, Mann.
Opts to move up a different ramp, throws the opponent off, drop in from above. Excellent high ground take, excellent push with the combat shotgun, and the Victory Royale. You love to see it.
Well done there from Zadek now.
Pool has 0 Ping. Ja, Mann. 12 Minuten nur noch. Das könnte für die Leute in der Runde perfekt sein.
And now you get a nice little box fight. So this is one of the things, if you want to learn how to get good at competitive Fortnite, learn to fight from a box. Blows the whistle, says it's time to go.
Look at the whistle, just signal the push. Honestly, oh, that's very funny. Push in there.
Oh, kein Turn-on, Digga. Schaffst du? Ja, nice, Digga. Wenn er einen killt, Sam. Markot kenn ich nicht.
Oh, shots coming in from the sides. Gonna have to Wall himself off, double air and ops instead of pop.
Ja moin Digga, mir wurde gerade gar nicht angezeigt, dass ein Schattenbomben dabei hat. Oder ich glaube, ich werde im Moment geriftet, glaube ich, ist Panik, Mann. Loot bei Max, ja, kenne ich. Wer ist denn noch so drin?
Crew also in the match was second last time we saw him there. Got a number of duo qualifiers.
XQ-Move, von der habe ich glaube ich rausgehört.
Players looking to get their solo spot. You see Kuma using the stink to try and force the player forward, and then editing out. Boom! There goes the second one, knowing they can't stack the volume and quadra. That one smells. Go get yourself a gas mask. Try and queue back up.
Good when you're sitting on 3. Elam's now holding the edit. He's going to try and peek on through, deciding to apply a little more pressure. Oh my gosh, the back-to-back. The stink bombs, very lethal, especially at this point in the game. You have to realize these players understand if there's people that were caught rotating, got tagged up.
Dieses neue Item habe ich noch gar nicht gesehen, also hier so
as will be the case quite often in games like this, where you have so many people in such a tight space. There's a good chance that people that are boxed up in front of you are potentially missing HP, maybe some fall damage, maybe they got hit by multiple people on rotation. They could have been, I mean, we even saw a Shadow Bomb player get shot just moments before that, and we're about 50 HP. That is a good opportunity to just chuck the stink in there, maybe do an HP check, see if they're low, and in this case, it pays off. 2 eliminations with basically no effort. And as you said before, we're looking to get the player count down to 30 before that storm surge.
Pool hat nur Ping hat noch einen Kill gemacht. Loot bei Max auch noch. Boah, der Dave hat nur noch 100 Metz. Ach, der gönnt sich ja richtig. Wetten, der kriegt er auch noch? Digga, ich sehe das nicht mehr, dass er Minis hat. Mein Gott.
A little bit there, seemed like he was going for an aggro play, but
Den hat er genommen.
Expected Dave to not look back because the catch, good grab there.
Nächster Kill, Mann, der macht gerade so viele Punkte. Ach, geht. Oh, Digga. Es wird mich so ärgern, Alter. Gott, XQ hat schon wieder einen Kill gemacht. Jetzt kann man gucken. Ist da noch irgendwelche, so ich das so richtig zwingend kenne, so? Ich kann jetzt mir nicht jeden Namen genau gucken. Hi Stevie. Es geht bei dir, Bruder.
I mean, I don't
80er,
think we
Digga.
saw this many ballers in Europe when they were at 300 health. Europe has an affinity or like a particular hatred towards ballers rolling around.
We've made comments in the past about how they always seem to be fans of taking shots at players that are in ballers.
Nice, Digga.
Maybe a follow through here, the back-to-back, can't quite find it. But yeah,
Ich glaube, Top 25 bekommt man ja, glaube ich, Punkte. Glaube ich.
European qualifiers.
I mean, and it kind of compounds on top of itself because the more players who are in ballers, they aren't going to take shots at each other, and if you're not going to waste shots,
Mein Gott, aber den noch bekommen hat.
You're not going to eliminate them. So once the explodes start coming out, that's when things get dicey because the RPGs.
Alles gut bei dir, aber mir geht's auch gut. Ich bin zwar noch ein bisschen müde so, aber und ich finde es schade, dass ich mich nicht für das hier, was ich gerade zugucke, qualifizieren konnte. Ich habe halt leider nur 22 Punkte gehabt.
13 players left. Still in the rotation here, taking a chance to pop a mini. Does have the campfire, may or may not.
Weißt du, alle 24 Stunden, also immer alle 24 Stunden kann die Glocke nur 3-mal gemacht werden, Digga. Deswegen hat man jetzt bei dem Stream, glaube ich, keine Benachrichtigung bekommen. Deswegen ist ja auch keiner drin. Oder,
He realizes look at how many people are around in the same box.
And then said everybody goes up to the sky. No Elam coming out there. So all of a sudden 3 up, 7 down.
Liest, stream, Black Zoo ist on level. Ja moin, der Typ da oben mit dem Highground. Ja, ich hatte nichts bekommen. Ja, das ist halt bei den letzten 24 Stunden schon mehr als 3-mal Glocke, wo man denkt, es wurde. Deswegen ist auch wahrscheinlich keiner am Stream. Oder so, die Quali, Digga, tut mir auf jeden Fall schon mal leid, weil Kangs ist irgendwie so, ich weiß nicht warum. Aber at least Lex hat noch einen Kill gemacht. Okay, nice. Aber dieser ADX, der das ist nicht gerade der Problem. Nee, passt. Okay, wenn es passt, ist gut. Ich habe leider erst zu spät bemerkt, dass ich das jetzt zugucken kann, sonst hätte ich schon eher bis zugeguckt. Ich glaube, nach der Runde ist noch eine Runde. Sogar, glaube ich. Ich hoffe, Camo kann sich mal qualifizieren, Digga. Diesmal.
With the redeploy, looking for Psychic on the campfire, and he
What?
the siphon, and it's enough to put him over the top for the victory royale. Tolazito, you are mad indeed.
Bruder, gönn dir, Digga.
Being the swing, 12 points there. Well done, sir.
The transition of the shot with the flintlock midair into an immediate redeploy to catch himself, and then the swap to the TAC AR and spray through the build while the player was sitting on top of both campfires. 200 IQ.
That was really well played from Tolazito. That's probably
okay, next all Stumpy wieder dann.
We took high ground, I think, twice. You did. Going there, and then additionally picked up a sick elim on the player out of the air with that heavy shot, and then dropped down. I mean,
anstatt Stumpy zu gucken, kommt jetzt so ein SV-Monster. Ich glaube, so Simon würde.
And then use the flintlock on a single build out to take it back and force the player to drop. Well played. Well played indeed. What a loadout for the late game too. Anyway, 43 players left. Next game, Europe.
What?
42 players left.
42 players remaining.
What? Da unten links könnt ihr es mal sehen. 5 Minuten und 20 Sekunden noch, dann ist es so vorbei hier.
By the way, quick reminder: 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. If you would like to queue in, you're in the European region.
Digga, der hat direkt, jeder Schuss hat getroffen halt. Ich hoffe, Stompy rasiert jetzt immer durch, man. Oh, Fnatic Meter, man, Fnatic Motor und Stompy schon wieder in der gleichen Runde. Die waren fast auch schon in der gleichen Runde.
Coming out of Brazil, and then the solos competition will be completely rounded out. These are the final moments. Again, don't forget, we will go a little bit longer than the queue times because the average game of full Fortnite is about 26 minutes long. So you need to let everyone finish up, get all of those results tallied in because every single
time... Mein Gott, Digga, was würdet ihr machen jetzt an der Stelle von diesem Fnatic Motor? Wenn ihr wisst, neben euch ist einer, Digga.
Into one of those lobbies as he's sitting in this cone looking for a peek. 42 players remaining, so again, everyone playing absurdly safe. Nobody wants to put themselves at risk, and Motor recognized that, trying to pile in on that player as Paquito and Freck get taken down, and we have our top 40 Kohai being taken down.
Als ob den noch mitgenommen hat, Alter.
14 players away from the first placement threshold.
First full move circle here.
Bruder, wie viel Mund der hat, Alter.
6 to 7 transition to the northwest.
Der hatte 3 Lamas.
Be an interesting one too. A number of players up on top of a hill. You see in the minimap there that left side based around the supply crate on the map. Holding the edit here. Motor trying to look out and see if there's anybody that might squeak out. He's looking back immediately behind him. I don't know if he realizes the player up above has an RPG. Oh, he does before. Surprise, there it is.
Kannst du gleich mal wiederkommen?
And the seal off, the close off of the edit there.
Kannst du gleich mal wiederkommen? Ich sehe euch das Zähne gucken.
Situation where he had pushed out right after that with a shot and just accidentally stepped in the heavy sniper bullet. Now you can see that Storm Surge turning on right there. Motor more than fine, 502 above. Might regret popping that Shadow Zone since had a community launchpad placed right next to him, but he's...
Oh, I don't think he regrets it anymore. Honestly, Sundown, I think he's pretty happy about how that turned out. What a shot on rotation, a quick 180 in the combat. To the dome, picks up an elim. Sundown's mouth is literally sitting open. You can't believe what he saw. That was ridiculous.
But one thing that players might not be aware of, he bunny hopped right there to get maximum distance. So what that is spamming your jump button right as you hit the ground to get a little bit of extra horizontal distance, and it carried him past the player.
Ja,
Getting 180 and one hit up with the combat. That's what I talked about. When, like, sometimes I feel like these guys are playing a different game than I am.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I know for a fact I could do all of those things.
That's not Fortnite. I don't know what that is, but that's not Fortnite. That's some craziness.
It's nuts. These guys pushing the envelope, but Mongrel, speaking of pushing the envelope, not going to pull a Mitro on the dual partner there, opens the door, gets over onto the side, and is desperately looking for every point he can. Doesn't want any interaction if he can avoid it. Will he find it? 2 HP, and he does! Motor gets taken down. 26 players remaining. That would have been your moment in the box. 2 HP. Erosi gets Aki. That's 2 more points going over for him. That could be huge. That could be it. And now Mongrel on the side of the zone, back up to 75 HP. What can he do with it? Will the siphon in the mats be enough? 70 materials on the side of the zone. 24 players left. Less than 5 minutes left in the queue times. If you want to go to New York City, you show up right now. And unfortunately, Mongrel is out. Let's see if he can get another queue as the rest of the match is now running. Provoked up on the high ground. You see Stompy, Martez also hanging out. Martez trying to take the high ground away, but SB Almond is up there as we hit the second placement threshold. Top 15 now.
Stompy picking up another elimination of the feed. Provoked at 3 eliminations from Fnatic.
Stompy
picking up actually another one. Stompy absolutely owning the feed. Provoked trying to box up, stay alive, very edge of the zone. Takes the chance, an opportunity to pop that slurp and get a little bit of a tick. Moves forward, trying to top off the HP. Players fighting underneath him, looking for a chance to establish a base of operations on the move here. And it's going to be difficult. Does get the mini off, though. Looking for players from behind. Very common tactic here. You get into a safe area where even if it might be 3-4 meters, catches someone
das
in the
Event
face
ist in 50
with that
Sekunden
combat
vorbei.
shotgun. You look for any
Also
chance
das hilft noch welche in der
to win
Runde.
back anybody moving in from the outside of the storm because they're the ones that they're forced to move in. You can't sit out there, and so even if you have 3,
Ich glaube,
4,
Stompy
5
schafft
feet ahead
keine
of
Runde
them, you can
mehr.
look back and get a shot off and pick up an
Bis
elimination.
wenn noch lebt.
40 seconds left on that European queue. Get in those games if you're going to try and get the last ones in. Quick edit. Peek through.
Ja, okay, ich habe keine Runde mehr. Wo stirbt der gerade?
There's a 60-second window after that damage, where if storm damage maybe claims that player gets an elimination, it's going to count for provoke. Dropping in here, 8
Mein Kollege hat kein Metz mehr.
Shot back to back, and MQ goes down. For another, players underneath on rotation. Quick edit down to push in, finds another on the outside. One more.
Oh, Stompy ist da, jetzt muss ich schnell raus eine neue Runde finden. Das wär's jetzt. Fnatic Flow,
First can't find down. He's getting pressure from both
Ah,
sides.
soll er
This is
machen.
the top 3. Can't find the shot. It's aim. Cubex who gets it. That's 52 points for Provoked. And again, each one of these E-links, each one of them matters more when you're in this high points lobby. Martaz on the high ground. Cubex on the low ground. 39 to 49 points. Martaz wants to close this out. 27 builds to the 0 of Cubex. And that's going to be it. Martaz closes that one out. 43 points so far. Queue times are closed. The last matches will be coming in, but for now, we're going to throw it back on over to Courage, who's in the studio.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yes, that is it for the queues out in Europe. You see how dramatic it can be in these final moments. We still have more games to bring you. We want to make sure you get caught up to speed on those exact last matches, but I know, Zeke, we've had some things you were taking a look at that you want to show everyone at home.
Yeah, man, let's do this. We've got some cool clips as we make our way into the station. Just some really fun clips that I wanted to take a moment to talk about. Wolfsies, of course. Just had a dope flick shot. Look at that. Over on violin. Just absolutely incredible. This is the level of skill. And I just want to highlight his rifling skills and just the way he approaches this fight. He knows the players down below. No builds. And you can just see he's using that brick floor, just ducking behind, making sure it's absorbing as much damage as possible. Airwalks. This is someone for me that I truly believe, and I want to see go to the World Cup Finals, especially with the last opportunity. Him and his duo partner, Nikov, have already qualified in duos, right? Even though his other teammates, Kinsar and Hunter, have also qualified. The difference is that Kinsar right now is the only member of Solo that's qualified for the solo format, and Airwalks is going to do this. You're going to watch this incredible spree. Just look at the way he's navigating all this density, right? He's just, his game sense and his awareness is on point. He's going to pick up 8 elimination total in this run. Now, unfortunately, he does not end up getting the Victory Royale, but just look at this. He's unbelievable. Once he gets going, it's very difficult for him, for anyone to stop him. Now here's, we're going to see his untimely demise here. He's going to go and try and challenge the player. He's going to pick them off, and he does get traded back out. Now keep in mind, though, he did make top 5, so he still got the points from that. Now, Tolecito, we saw this incredible play. I thought this was incredible because he used the flintlock to shut down Mexico on the high ground. And then just look at the HP from everyone else. He has HP advantage. He's so confident. He's just going to dive down and try and go for the challenge. Even if the player had traded out, he would have been in a pretty good state either way. So it was a pretty good game for these players. I mean, it's finals day. You know everyone's showing up big.
Das verschrieben ist ja meine Mom ausgenommen.
To have the confidence to drop on down, redeploy. But guys, I'm not going to hold this up. We've got our final games from the European region. Who will make it to the Fortnite World Cup Finals? Let's find out.
Thank you so much, Courage.
Jetzt
also,
kommt's.
just want to give a shout out.
Oh, es sind mit den letzten Matches. Oh, 6J, Digga. Den kenne ich. Hinter Osten ist auch wieder drin. Der hat es auch nochmal geschafft.
Alright, that's a cool shot. So, you know, hashtag Fortnite World Cup. We give a bunch of love to the observers. Give him some love right there. Great screen. But now we're on board. Again, these are the absolute final matches. Queue times are done. We are in Europe. 8 spots up for grabs for the Fortnite World Cup final. This is your last opportunity. If you are one of the best, you need to prove it right now, or you will not be on that stage. You won't be playing with Tfue, with X2 Jordan, with Stompy, and 6J trying to make a case for being there as he picks up Zgrin and then gets on his rotation.
Absolutely ridiculous. Between games there, while everybody was watching the quick replay analysis, Sundown and I were talking about the different regions and just how certain aspects of each region stand out, and I think it's unanimous agreement that Europe has some of the best technical Fortnite and some of the most aggressive play that I think we've ever seen, and it is so much fun and so much fun to watch because these players are playing on a level that I don't think you have to imagine back in the day when Fortnite was, you know, it was the battle royale portion was in its, you know, early days. No one imagined the game would get to this. You can't possibly have said, oh yeah, one day we're gonna watch players, you know, the technical skill and building and quickly editing and dropping in through floors and pushing walls and doing all these things, everything that they do. No one would have imagined it was going to come to this. Through Kais and picking up the first Elam. It's things like this. You could not have told me this is what Fortnite was going to evolve into. And you have to admit, whether you love or hate the game, no matter what you think about it, how things have changed and grown is fantastic to see. People are really pushing the technical skill that I think Fortnite has to offer in a way that
Kann nicht sein, dass es beabsichtigt war, den das zu killen. Nee, es war ein random Shot ein.
Like I said, I've been able to be a part of the process from playtesting through all of this.
You've been around since the beginning.
Yeah, I've never would have fathomed that players were doing this. I think one of the first things when I saw this, I was like,
wer ist da noch drin? Wapnik ist auch wieder drin, Digga. Und die Stream-Skyt, ja moin.
It turns into, instead, these guys are building literal tunnels and mansions and skyscrapers in the span of 2 seconds. I think one of the plays we saw yesterday with the player, one by one, threw a trap down, edited a ramp, and shot all in the span of 0.2 seconds. So I'm like, all right, you're playing a different game than me. Yeah, right there. Skyt taking away Yarkos' ceiling with a single shot, double replaces it, double edits down, and then pushes in the space of nearly a half second. He gets it. I was about to say 57, but 60 points now as the top 15 does
literally just take over.
The player gets taken down in Skyt. He's creeping up into that qualification range. Again, top 8 players will go, and this is the last shot. How they earn the points, top 25 is 3, top 15 is 5, top 5 is 7, the victory royale is 10. Each Elam is 1, and Skyt certainly knows that. He's been playing absurdly aggro. If he hits you, he wants to go.
You saw for just a second in there a quick attempt at maybe a heavy sniper shot, but he realized it was.
Also in meinen Augen hat er den jetzt gerade noch so schön abstauben können.
Very quick thinking on Skyt's part, the swap out for the combat shotgun.
Boah, der hat 61 Punkte, Alter.
Player looting inside, but Skyt more focused on rotation and position.
Andere Leute können nicht mal von 61 Punkten träumen.
To making it to New York City.
That was so good by him to go around
6J, Robnik, ja. Aber ich hab Benji-Fische, Digga. Oh, ist down leider.
You have light
Ich habe aber noch gar nicht, habe heute Abend noch gar nichts von Camo oder Isa gehört.
Is on secondary high, but he's boxed up right now. Light's going to begin to work top down as we still have a number of ballers who are going to begin to get shot out as we head towards the second placement threshold. Kinzo gets taken down there, and Light continues to rain shots down onto these ballers, saying, hey, you got to play Fortnite with the rest of us. Burn your mask, get out of there. Top 15 is on the board. John22 on Twitch picks up Calzo. Uno OG goes down, and Light continues to check his top, make sure he's safe, and then rain shots down. Dalo gets taken out as we get closer and closer to the top 10.
12 players remaining. Light still ultimate high ground. Skype right underneath, and I believe I saw for a moment Benji was
total
been eliminated at this point. Kaizen on the ultimate low ground, gonna have
Komm, 6J, ich glaube nicht.
If possible, 9 players left, and Light is looking for a peak shot.
Der Light, der spielt irgendwie richtig komisch.
Potentially the high ground. The pyramid of the play underneath kind of signals to me maybe not pushing up just yet, and I think Light realizes that, taking a chance to look down at maybe other players in the move, and yeah, he sees another one.
6J hat noch einen nice.
Of potentially elimination. Light getting challenged for high ground now.
It's Rafty. Rafty's going for it and then drops back down, realizing he's not going to be able to take it.
Kommt einer noch, dann bekommt 6J wieder Punkte. Wir bekommen alle Punkte halt.
Now one thing to keep an eye on, look at the points next to the names. 56 on Light.
6J darf jetzt halt nicht sterben als diese Person. Okay, es gab Punkte. Ah, 6J ist down. Schade. Der Light lebt noch. Light und die ist schon geil. Ist geil. Ich denke, Light gewinnt.
On 55 HP, Light pops the shadow bomb. What's he gonna do? Opts to drop down, so now Sky has to know he's down there. Sky has no mobility. Storm takes it over.
Light gewinnt dieses Match.
And that's gonna push him up to 64 as well, so evens it up. We're getting down to the final moment.
Depending on where this was in their games played, we're looking at 64 and 67 players. For Light and Skype, respectively.
Ach ja, wir haben noch eine Lobby. Das ist schon wieder Fnatic Mode.
Pushing Light all the way close enough to qualify if he has a game left. People have to realize these end games, when you see players at those point counts fighting it out for the victory royale, it can mean the difference. We saw it, I think, last week in NA East, a team just literally fighting the last second, the very last match. And the fact that one team took the win is what put them in the placement to make it.
It was week 6 duos, and it was RBK versus the Cooler Boys. The Cooler Boys ended up winning.
Oh, Bruder, das war ein guter Kill. Jetzt hat er besseren Loot und einen Baller, Alter.
And the 3-point difference from the victory out, not even the elims was enough to deny the RBK boys the spot. So when we talk about
das war ein wichtiger Kill.
High impact engagements and everyone mattering. When the queues are closed, these are the last matches on the server, so not exactly live, but about 5 to 10 minutes delayed. You are deciding your trips, you're deciding other people's fates, and these are the moments when you need to clutch up. We've talked about before, you don't have to be the best, but you need to be better than the person across from you. And when you're dealing with the best of the best in a trip to New York City, that's still got to be really good.
That's why I'm here, behind the desk and not at the game.
I'm so glad these guys are so good.
11 Minuten ist das Event schon vorbei.
If the gameplay was really difficult, it'd be hard, but it's so hype. You guys are so good. Just shout out again one time. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup to all of the players who have competed in the arena, in the tournaments.
Der Typ macht ja gerade. Ja, okay. 2 Kills. Ich würde sagen, er hat gerade anders viel Kills, aber 2. Oh, Julian kommt, hat er gekillt.
Is typically the shots through kills
in Phoenix-yt.
That elim gets one big hit, can't quite find the second. Exotics does pick that elim up. I was gonna say one of the most common criticisms of competitive Fortnite is everybody's not doing anything. You know, it's kind of slow play from time to time. I want them to pull this stream up and watch through these European games. Let us get to NA East and NA West and just how much pressure they apply at times. We literally just saw a player run out, push through a box with a heavy snipe and push inside and get an elimination, feeding into like window edits and shots through there with the combat shotgun. Competitive Fortnite, there's tension, there's action, there's pressure applied from every angle.
Oder wie viele Lobbys gibt's denn noch, oder gab's denn noch, wo die geguckt haben?
Long durations of this to see all the craziness that happens because people are elevating the gameplay every time we watch it.
There's so many nuances, and I think the best part for me is every single day there's something new somebody is doing to push the envelope. There's always something somebody finds that is able to do. In every patch that comes out, somebody finds a new combination, or there's something that's slightly better. As Excite has now picked up 6 elims in this match. We've seen 3 of them. We've now seen 4 of them going to work with the legendary AR and the shadow bombs on the rotation, getting himself over to the sides of zones and then posting up and taking shots. You can notice, again, one thing, when you box up on an opponent's material, go over and up a grid space. You never want to be on the same level or one wall away from somebody else. Make them break 2 walls.
Okay, ne Leute, jetzt kann ich mit dem, was im Spiel lief, mal, Leute. Dann schauen wir mal auf die Standings. Oh, liest, doch, den haben wir sogar zugeguckt. Das sind die ganze Zeit die Leute, die mir zugeguckt haben. Haben wir zugeguckt? Haben wir zugeguckt? Haben wir zugeguckt? Weiß nicht. Haben wir zugeguckt? Nein, weiß nicht. Haben wir zugeguckt? Mangral ist... Oh, Digga, Mangral. Da war gerade Lars, guck mal hier. Wegen Karma oder so. Schinken hier, 39. Leon kommt, 42. Camo. Da war Robnik. Rias. Irgendwo was kam. I don't see Camo. Aqua. Ein bisschen reingeschissen, würde ich sagen. Warte mal schon hier rein.
Above, pressure from the third party in Motor picks up that elimination. A 1v1 heads up situation. Motor in a huge disadvantage in the storm, ticking slowly, and Artur sitting on enough builds, maybe to apply pressure. Down to 10 now, to drop in and finds the elimination. Only 2, but it still gets the job done. A 12-point victory royale pushes Artur to 42 points thus far.
And again, don't forget, with the prize pool being doubled this week, even if you don't get one of those qualification spots there, the money is doubled in every single one of the placements, so each one of those interactions could be the difference in a little bit of a bigger paycheck. But now we're swinging right on board over towards one of the snowy biome areas in Happy Hamlet. 38 players in this match.
I think Happy Hamlet's worthless.
And what's it like? As in, you don't like the drop spot, or terrible. Is it like the town like shouldn't have ever been developed?
I think that they have outdated laws about leashing your dogs, and I also think that the loot positioning is poor. I do not like Happy Hamlet. If you agree with me, hashtag Fortnite World Cup.
All right, hashtag Fortnite World Cup. What is your favorite solo drop spot? I know Lupo's is a not Happy Hamlet, so what's your favorite solo spot? What's your current solo drop?
My go-to typically is going to be, okay, so there's a little pirate camp in the southwest of Pressure Plant that before the volcano went off, that's where I was consistently dropping. Recently, though, because of the changes, I really like Valhalla. I like the dance club. If I'm dropping solos and I'm not going for because there's a different play style.
Competitive, super serious, ultra World Cup qualifier. Where are you dropping solos?
I'll go Valhalla, and if that's contested, I'll fly past the Snobby.
Okay, cool.
I like that west side of the map, typically because it is not often challenged. You have so many opportunities for rotation. And the only problem is you have the rocket base that now is kind of decayed a little bit to the northeast of Snobby. You have Valhalla that's up there. That you have a lot of places where there's going to be people that can see down from above. But I mean, you also have a quad in there. You can quad fly your way back over the tilted. What a back-to-back! That was 2 shots sequentially.
62 on the first guy for the body shot, finds the second player rotating and hits him with the headshot. We talked about the flintlock efficiency in the right hand. Scoggin, the right hand's there, just wow. You talk about the pirate camp right there, going to work with the flintlock. I'm a big fan of that west side of the map too. I know the little kind of broken house between Viking Village and where Polar was. That's down there, has 3 chest spawns, and you can rotate away. There's mushrooms there. That's one of my drop spots.
Ice too. You can feed into Greasy if you want to. There's a lot of chances to move over there. I think the west side of the map right now is one of the best for solos.
I'm just upset. I lost the covered bridge down south in between Lucky down there. Has 2 spawns on itself, and then the pirate cannon that used to be there had 2 spawns, and then the house had a spawn. So there's 5 spawns that were all in the one spot, and then you move right into old factories. It was really good, but lost that one unfortunately. Now on board here with Styler, CSC sitting on 42 points. You can see him trying to edit down the rest of the lobby.
Not sure about that Shadow Bomb.
Ja, okay, Leute, wir haben das jetzt alles gesehen. Ich würde sagen, ich bin jetzt mal kurz AFK. Solange guckt ihr einfach hier diesen Stream weiter.
But you can see in the bottom right hand corner there, that supply drop just goes completely to waste. There was no one there. Let's look at the rest of the lobby. Martaz, Crippa, Waldo, Kisan, Orc H, Fool, Bayon, Mods, Blazin, so many players. Mexi over there in a baller rolling around. Talazito in there and still above storm damage. So if you are rolling around in the ball, you will be getting the ticks going there. Have to play aggression, have to play aggressive going through to turn that off or just tag somebody.
Knox in the feed a second ago, I believe, being eliminated by the Storm. Looks like that threshold did get to him, down to 31 players. Need 1 more to go down before Storm Surge is no longer a factor. 94 above right now for Styler, taking quick peeks, maybe thinking I need to get a hit on somebody before it's too late. I'd say back-to-back hits is pretty good there. Picking up an Elim, pushing it to 30 remaining. 1 through the wall to the right. Quick shot, misses twice, but finds a third. Tart goes down, picking up the second Elim so far for Styler, sorry. 29 players left. We're 4 away from placement points. And this is so many people trying to rotate simultaneously through not even the ultimate low ground, but just kind of the mid is just full of people. Every single layer is a fresh tarp, and you have tons of new builds and a lot of metal coming up.
A lot of metal going through it, and you got to work through the old builds as Prism gets taken down and misses out on the placement point. So now on board here with Haibuzin as he makes his rotation. Mexi out of the ball, it picks up Savid. Ghosty gets taken down as well as Haibuzin as he edits down, gets the shot, and then the tick over from the fall damage, I think?
No,
I
think that player that he shot actually survived. There was a storm.
Oh, it was the other player who went through. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, understood.
Fool picking up an elimination with fall damage in your feet in the top. 4 elims right now. Haibuzin trying to push up through. Like I was saying, the player builds that are out there right now, so difficult to push through if they're metal. It requires so many more melee hits from your pickaxe to try and break. It's going to slow you down. You're going to take storm damage from it. It's going to put you in a worse position. You won't be able to get to the forefront of the storm while other players are trying to rotate. Next from Loot Boy, looking for a peek shot there. Going to drop out of the box. Looks like a little bit of a delay there.
Just madness on that low ground. Everyone is down there as we're getting closer. Boom, there it is. Top 15 Styler does get taken down on that mid-tarp. 5 mods. Harvey gets a piece in. Mexi gets taken down by Zealous. Bay on there. Brilliantly done. Topped out on the light ammo. Crippa gets Fool as mods. Gets blazing, and we're into the top 10. Top 5 being left.
Drops Martaz in with the edit. Catches him on the move at the corner edit in a quick swap. Oh man, sorry, that was insanity. What a quick reaction there, man. Now at 2 eliminations, only 24 builds, but G just picked up all that break a second ago. He's digging through any materials he has left. Bodobon all the way in the high ground right now. a single layer across, but it doesn't really matter. No one's looking up, and he's got RPGs for days. Looks like he's going to look down from above and try and take shots.
Good pickups from Crippa on this mid-tarp right now as Botaban is going to work down. Bayonne on the mid-tarp, top 5 just happened as Hypozen gets ticked over. Shadow, will he be able to pick it up? Bayonne gets Shadow though on the turn. Can Bayonne catch back up to the zone? And Crippa gets caught by Botaban on the high ground. The single tarp strategy on the high ground. The one rocket he fires down for Elib and the victory out. He says he can take that out. 11 points coming out from Botaban.
Well played there. Even just the single layer of brick, because there were so many layers of material below, that's actually really, really good thinking on his part. As he's moving forward, he looks down and says, no one's going to challenge me. There's so much mass in the way that no one's looking up. I just need to keep this, I got to find a spot to connect it. And he dropped down and did that, that's a super common strategy, especially in duos. Typically you have players that are, one's applying pressure, taking shots at people, while the other drops down and reconnects the builds, and they swap roles back and forth. I think we see Tfue and Cloaksy do that all the time. If you watch the stream, it's super, super common.
Zayton's half another duo that kind of I don't want to say like made that more prolific, but like watching their bots and watching them do it is kind of like, oh, here's the blueprint for how you go about doing this.
Exactly. You're connecting the canopy of your build to structure that's already established underneath, because then if somebody shoots out what's way back in the storm, you're not going to run back and replace it. But now it doesn't matter because you have another branch connecting underneath.
Yeah, and you're all good. Well done from them there. As we're on board here with Solari Airwalks, 49 players left, so just a tick under half of the lobby. Storm Circle 5 is closing, and we're also going to be rotating through pressure plant. So lots of geysers, lots of innate natural mobility, and a decent amount of mats and metal that can be reused. So it should be interesting to see what ends up happening here as we hop on board here.
Okay, Leute, und da bin ich wieder.
Alpha, Train HP, train hard, hits the geyser and says, I'm going to zone.
There's players all the way up on the drone in the sky above. You see him. Alpha on rotation, checking up above quickly. Gonna layer up twice to stay away from the fire. You don't want to get.
V ist besser. Digga, Leute, voll Bock, Digga, morgen früh erstmal schön ins Schwimmbad gehen. Schön, wenn es 20 Grad sind nur. Sorry für Bluescreen jetzt. Hallo. Junge, bei mir da der Loading-Stream so lange, ne? Robin_K_MD. Ja, Mann. Komm, Digga, ich will direkt raus. I will auf Kills gehen. Die PS4 rastet so aus, ne? Jetzt wird es wirklich einen Staubsauger hinten haben. Oh. Oha. What? Digga, ich bin jetzt schon wieder so kurz. Junge, PS4, halt doch mal die Fresse, Mann. Digga. What? Junge, diese taktische Maschinenpistole, Sturmgewehr wurde viel besser gemacht, Digga? Oder was? Willst du mir jetzt sagen, dass er jeden Schuss getroffen hat, Alter? Scheiße, das scheiß Ladescreen dauert so lange bei mir, ne? Macht mich so aggressiv. Sagen wir gehen Pleasant, Digga. Ich tue mich mit dem User Rotation jetzt, ne? Ich üben will. Ich will, dieses Game macht mich so innerlich fertig, ne? Schein nicht mit einer grünen Tag im One-Pump. Ich bin so am Ausrasten gleich, ne? Ja, heute noch. Boah.
Leute, wenn ihr Das ist einfach der Beste aus Kosovo, der ist 13.
Warte, üben kann, sag mal leise bitte. Jeder kann mitmachen. Dein Freund kann mitmachen. Jeder kann mitmachen. Oh, what the fuck, Alter. Jeder kann mitmachen, jeder. Jeder kann mitmachen, Leute. Jeder. Also das ist Edunus. Leute, jeder kann mitmachen, Leute. Like ist da. Danke, Paul C. Wenn du willst, kannst du auch gerne mitmachen. Ich weine jetzt. Nein, Trashix, wein bitte nicht. Wir spielen auch diese Runde und da können wir deine Map spielen. Also Leute, jede fünfte Runde werden wir eine neue Lobby machen. Also nach dieser Runde hier werden wir eine neue Lobby machen, Leute. Ich nehme Erfahrung nach, ja, mach ich. Leute, jeder kann mitmachen, jeder. Julian, können wir das so machen? Also wenn ich irgendwas sage, dann der gleiche sein.
Das so machen. Dann ist es 50 mal teilen.
50 mal teilen, sonst klappt es nicht, Leute. Mit der Nase. Hi, Fortnite, Minecraft, was geht? Ja, ich nehme erfahren. Mach ich. Aber Leute, man kann nur joinen, wenn man abonniert hat, Leute. Nur wenn man abonniert hat. Leute, ich meine es doch Spaß, also. Oder nein. Ja, aber das ist Spaß gemeint, Leute. Ihr werdet gebannt, wenn ihr mich nicht abonniert und die Glocke aktiviert. Nein, Spaß, Leute. Nimm meine Erfahrung, habe ich schon. Ich habe deine Erfahrung schon angenommen.
Das ist schon 122. Das ist 60 Euro.
Leute, jeder kann mitspielen, Leute. Ihr müsst mich nur auf Epic enden, Leute, und mich abonnieren. Die Glocke aktivieren auch nicht vergessen, Leute. Achso, warte. Stimmt an. Du hast mir keine geschickt. Ich glaube, du wirst mir eine neue schicken. Neue Runde. Ich sag, dieser Runde hier machen wir neue Lobby. Neue Lobby gleich. Ah, Leute, ich wollte noch mal sagen, Leute, die Leute, die immer aktiv sind im Netz sind, bei jedem Stream dabei sind, abonniert haben und so, die werde ich Mod geben, Leute. Und bei